And joining me now to discuss this is Dr. Ama Onyerima. She is the Executive Director of Live Abundantly Empowerment Initiative. Thank you so much for joining in. It's a touching story there. What hits me immediately is the psychological effect of what they have been through and how to stabilize them as they try to move forward.
Indeed, it is very disheartening and troubling to know that children these days are displaced from their homes, their communities, their villages. I mean, let's start by talking about the estimation is about 2.7 million people are displaced. 60% of them are children, and 1 in 4 is under age 14. Many are without their parents, they're orphaned. And one has to start to think about not just the psychological effects on these children, the trauma they've experienced and continue to experience, but what is the future for these children? I mean, I heard a child talk, many of them spoke about not having enough food, not having shelter. What about their education? Where are these children going to go in the long run? Because if they return home without having any education or any of the services that make them feel that they belong to a community or that they're part of a family, then they're stigmatized. So it is very disheartening to hear these children speak about their situations.
Yes, because childhood is already taken away from them, never to get it back anymore. And another question now is what can be done to really take care of them in the camp and even when they leave the camp so that they can easily acclimatize to society?
Well, we have to start with education. Education is the key to really solving many of the social ills that exist. If the children are not learning, if the children will not have a future to have a job or to have skills, then they fall prey in other ways. We also want to make sure that their rights are being adhered to, that even though they're in camps, they're still children. They have rights. As children, they have rights to education, rights to shelter, rights to water, right to security, rights to health. All of these things have to be provided for these children because as they grow up, if they lack these things, then they fall prey to irregular migration, human trafficking, child brides, further abuse and neglect. There are many things that need to be in place. And I know that Nigeria has stated that they're spending 5 billion naira a month to keep these camps. But what is going on within these camps? Because these children are raising children, and yet they don't have the benefits